What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Big Bike BMX. My name is Isaac, and today I am switching my chain ring on my 29-inch SX250. We're going to switch that over to the new RideOutSupply logoed. Here we go. Black on the back, red decal on the front over the black sprocket. I love these sprockets. I've used them on most of my bikes. I'm looking around. Love these sprockets. I've been running forever. They're tried and true, they're reliable, they're strong, and they add a really good pop of color to your bike and add some reflective if that's what you're going for. But I'm gonna show you how easy it is to do. You only need about 2, maybe 3 Allen wrenches to do this. It takes about 10 minutes. Let's do it. All right, so if you're not familiar with some of the terminology, that's fine. This is what's called a chain ring or a front sprocket. This is called a cog or rear sprocket. But the front one, normally it's the higher number. Normally, every time, is the higher number. So this right now is the 36. This is a profile imperial sprocket. It's a great sprocket. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not over here like, I hate this sprocket, I'm gonna swap it. It's just, I prefer the RideOutSupply. Just, its taste is all it is. So here we go. We're gonna basically undo the compression bolt here. Then you've got 2 bolts here, which will then free this up because this is only sitting on a piece of a spindle, a tube. Inside of this, it has some teeth on it that slides on. So I'll be able to remove this, loosen these two pinch bolts, this compression bolt. Then this will pop off, and there's a bolt right behind here that holds this to the crank arm on the spindle. So let's go. We'll show you how to do all this. It's not too bad. We're going to start with loosening up the tension in the back so that we can relieve this chain tension, and this will pop off. There you go, 8mm. Goes right in here. And I've already pre-loosened this, so it should pop pretty easily. There we go. Loosen that. All I want to do is loosen it enough to free up this chain tension. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Actually loose. You guys, I was tightening it. Come on now. It's a day off. So what I do is I'll loosen it enough to get that chain tensioner off the drop out. So I loosen it to where the chain tensioner drops down. Do the same on this side. All right, so now that I've got the chain loose because I've loosened up the back, I've started the chain coming off. There we go. So I can remove the rest of the chain. Let that hang down over there. All right, there you go. 5mm Allen wrench. First thing I'm gonna do is loosen up this compression. Remove this bolt and washer. There we go. Set that to the side. And then these I don't have to remove all the way. I just need to loosen them so that they don't pinch on the bolt too hard. All right, so I've loosened those. You'll know because it'll just pop right off. There you go. There's my spindle. It's got some grease on it still. Last bolt to remove is right there. There you go. 6mm is the size you need for this bad boy. And then I'm gonna loosen this up. Paying attention not to lose this. I'm gonna pull this out here in a second. I need that piece because that is what's called a top hat washer, and I'll need that in a second for the RideOutSupply. But anyway, this bolt pops right out. It's got some thread lock on it. and then you can just remove your old sprocket. Set that on the floor right there, and I'm gonna grab the new one. So now that I've taken off the old sprocket, I may need the inside top hat washer, which you can see here. If I flip it over, you can see it there. I may need to pop this off if the inside diameter of my new sprocket is not exactly the 19 millimeter that this one is. So, slide that on. There's a little bit of play, but there's nothing up and down. So, RideOutSupply, once again, nailed it. I have to wipe that grease off. But now I know that this will fit my spindle without the use of the top hat washer. Next up, line this hole in the back to this hole here, and then tighten the bolt again. All right, y'all. So this is the front side here. This is the back side. I just get it close to that circle matching the other circle, the inside and the sprocket where it connects to the spindle. I'm just gonna, I mean, that's hand tightened. That's all I really need, because I need to do the adjustments. Once I need this, I need to adjust the perfect circle here, up and down this way, and circular once I get it on the bike. So let's go. So these teeth that you can see on the inside, looks like a Imperial Star Wars thing, matches the teeth on there. So I know that this sprocket, or this sprocket, you guys, I can't think today, this crank arm, this one's gonna go straight up. So once I center this a little bit better, I'm doing this with one hand, I know that I can put this over here, get pretty close, and line it up like so, bang. So now I know that that's centered. The first things I'm gonna look at is how close the sprocket is to the dropout. That looks perfect. All right, so now I'm just going to tighten up the chain. Let's get the chain back on. All right, got the chain back on. I have tightened back the compression and the 2 pinch bolts. I've gone through and I have put the chain tensioners back on. Last step is just tightening up these bolts here, getting those nice and tight. And then we are done. There we go. Get that out. All right, so there is the new RideOutSupply sprocket. Man, that looks so good. I'm so stoked, you guys. Thank you, RideOutSupply. We'll see you soon.